So sometimes we have news reports from China, from Malaysia, from Vietnam, so things like that.
But I think the interesting thing about communications is that we've had to change and adapt as the organization. And I think important for you guys to know that communications exist for the time and not the other way around. So, for instance, the Unlarand used to be sort of like, and I don't know if you've seen newsletters, and not to put other newsletters down now, but if you look at other newsletters, it'll say like Valentine's Day, blah blah blah, but it comes out like in June or even June. So it's very events driven. And in the last 5 years, we've really just seen such a huge revolution in terms of communicating. So we realized magazines, people actually don't read all that much anymore. We also realized that the internet has everything, you know, and it's about immediacy, diba? So we had, as I mentioned, we had this news break thing, and that would happen like every Friday. And later, because of budget cuts, we'd have it every fortnight, so every 2 weeks na lang. So parang medyo, by the time it came out, old news, and that's not how people process now. Like, if, let's say, Lovey Poe comes to the head office today, by tomorrow, you want to see what happened when Lovey Poe came to the head office, diba? Not like 2 weeks after, not like, definitely not 2 months after an event. So we've had to kind of segment and sort of rejigger our whole strategy when it comes to communications. So the intranet is like more of like the way you guys use, what sites do you use it?
It's Facebook. Every second it's updated.
Yeah. Okay. Or like, okay, like what's my daughter? Just Jared.
No, it's too young for that.
Yeah, maybe not drama, but you know, all the Hollywood news and everything, like who's going out with who and stuff. So it's kind of like that. Obviously, some chiefs news, but parang, you know, as it happens, like for instance, like MOA signing sa executive dining room namin today. So mamayang hapon nandun na yun, di ba? You don't have to wait, and there's no excuse siguro for waiting.
And I guess on top of that, Ken, the news break is quite expensive as well for the company, because you have a full TV production, news production unit. So aside from the fact that it takes time for us to have the output served to all employees, it's also expensive for the company.
And again, I mean, it's interesting to think that the whole milieu in which this thing was evolving, the tool was evolving. Because if you think, I think at some point, because the company got really sort of caught up with production values, meaning that pinaka high-tech camera and beautiful shots and edited. But now, I'm in this meeting, I can shoot you, I can post it on my Facebook. What's wrong with that? That's news, diba? And all I needed was my cell phone. So parang what we have in exchange, what we're trying to go for is like the immediacy. So like for instance, San Miguel sponsored the Black Eyed Peas. We wanted people like, you know, you're just there, and everyone does it. What's that group? The script came, and then everyone sort of posted on Facebook, and then the next day you could see everyone walking to the script. So
it goes with the time also.
It goes with the time. You don't have to have anything hugely polished. I think what's important now is speed of information. So in those respects, I think we're changing and moving that on. One of the, I think we've gotten very positive feedback on the digital side, because, you know, people don't really want to read through things. They just want to know a little of what's going on. The Olympics, but they're not going to say,
what do you have there,
or why the rationale for the Olympics or whatever. But they just, it's enough
for them
to
be updated.
So it's just kind of the way information works now, which is really osmosis, right? You don't make babad. You just kind of walk through a mall, and then you get bombarded by something, and you keep walking through the mall, and then somehow it seeps in. So I think we're learning how to also evolve with our employees. When I first got here, the average age, we did a study, was 43. And I think now it's about in the mid-30s. So even then, and because like you have all of these things, like you have social media, etc. You know, we really had to keep up with the times. We have, again, I can't show you, but I wish I could. In Exchange, we have a little corner there, not so successful because we don't know how to push it, but it's called CC, and it's like a Facebook. So I can like post my pictures from the party before, or my picture of my dog, or picture of my daughter, or picture of anything I want, basically. So I guess what we were trying to do is to experiment with the social media and how it might create a sense also of community among us, and I think, you know, to Nadeli and Sylvia's credit, they've really done a lot in terms of activities and events to sort of stimulate a sense of camaraderie and a belongingness. And then in terms of communication tools, then we've tried to develop tools that aren't static, that aren't like this piece of paper that, you know, just read it and there's no one for feedback. So Exchange and the digital side, you know, and they're a lot more interactive, and I think, you know, there's no going back on the way that information has, communication has evolved. But do you have any questions? No? So, have you gone to any other company?
No.
We do it best.
Yes, you claim it.
No, we do. Yeah.
What are the most effective and least effective media in communicating
Well,
with
I'd like to think it's the new technology, but I have to say also that old habits die hard, and I think everyone still goes to the old. I mean, I try to keep up with the times, but I really like the look and feel. I mean, I don't really get the iPad. I don't get like Kindle. I'd rather feel, and I'd rather smell, and I'd rather touch. You know, I like magas on the paper. Ayoko yung parang
glossy.
Yeah, the glossy thing. So I think there's, I mean, no matter how we say like the newspaper is dead, I think, you know, I think it's going to be there for a while. I think Unlaran will be there for a while. Also because there's also a band of influential people, the senior officers and the, you know, the second chair of officers who are also of a certain age and that we don't, you know, really subscribe to the other types of media, not so young. So effective, I would think. I think Kaunlaran has a lot more credibility because I think in anything, but like
anything written.
Because like for instance, Wikipedia, no one takes their research from Wikipedia because anyone can hack into it and write all this nonsense and untruths and stuff. So parang there's something kahit pa paano that it invests in a printed thing. Parang mas, how do you say, you feel more kampante na what you're getting from this is the gospel truth rather than. So we haven't really completely made that mind shift. I think we hope to, and I think it's going to take maybe another generation, San Miguel employees, but I think we're getting there. And I think the important thing is we have already those kinds of tools in place, and we're kind of changing the mindset of people.
Just going back to the old habits die hard. Well, as compared to other companies, I would say that San Miguel is still into the memo format, while other companies might be into electronic mails and everything. I don't know. So people would still settle for the signed document by the president, for example, or the division head, etc. Well, of course, it's a struggle for us because we really wanted to go into the digital age, but still, it's really hard for us to go. And then another form of communication still, we would have the department meetings. So the department head would gather his staff, face-to-face talk, and then we also have the regular meetings between, for example, the union and management. If you talk of plant level communication strategies, while Kaunlaran is at the corporate level, at the division level, they would have their own publications as well, and even at the plant level, maybe in terms of frequency, they have more like, I don't know, they can have us weekly or monthly, if ever, monthly,
actually, or bi-monthly.
And then it's not also limited to the divisions or to the units. some functions would also release their own. Like for example, Petron HR has their own HR updates. It's a one-pager glossy paper with news bits in it, pictures, etc. And it comes every month. So it's not limited to Petron as a company, but only their HR. They're the ones in charge of updating and reporting to the employees. What else? What other forms do we
Well,
have?
I noticed the divisions because they were so big. So I think each subsidiary, each company would have its own company culture.
Right.
So I understand like in beer they have yung mga salo-salo and parang yung town hall meetings. Petron is known, well, was quite famous for its town hall meetings. So I think we've left it pretty much to each of the businesses to develop the kinds of communication systems, informal and formal. And I think Danny pointed out and alluded to something that's important. I think you guys should remember, and I always tell our guys this, that communications is not just the written or the tools. It really is like, making sure that you have a diet of like meetings together or activities together, like, at a Christmas party. That's an occasion to communicate. Our president got on stage, and he very rarely does in front of a large group, and he delivered his message, and he told us